Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of It's for the Chicas. I'm Anaí.
I'm Giselle.
And we are your chicas. Ooh,
all the spooky vibes.
So for today's episode,
we wanted to make it a little fun. Before we do start, we want to say thank you so much for the support on our first drop, our first episode.
Oh my gosh, guys, thank you so much for the support. This is literally what we felt like.
Yes.
Literally. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, it is finally happening. It finally happened. We finally released. It's been forever.
We got so much feedback too. Like, we appreciate it so much. Like, that's what we want. We want y'all to tell us what y'all want to hear, what y'all liked, nobody didn't tell us anything they didn't like, but we're open to that. Like,
we're open to like if y'all have any tips for us or anything like that, like, we're so open to it. But thank you guys so much for the support. Like, we were seriously not expecting like as many views as we got. Like,
what
on
did you say?
YouTube. I literally thought like I was expecting like 12 views, and y'all like went at it. Like, we're like we're almost at 200 views on YouTube, which is like amazing for like our very first episode. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Like, it's just down there. Like, just click it. Yes. Also, if you haven't yet, like, listen to it on Spotify. I know YouTube went off harder than Spotify, so
I didn't even see
I checked it this morning. It was like 12 of y'all.
Or like it could be most people watch YouTube.
Yeah, so I'm down. Like, y'all watch YouTube. Like, I mean, it's better for us, right? But if you haven't yet subscribed to the Spotify channel, it's for the chicas. So if y'all could please just follow and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you haven't yet, please follow our Instagram. And if you have it in your heart, or like you want to share us because it really touched your heart, please share like our episode or our link or anything like that on your Instagram, because that really helps us grow. And we are almost at 200 followers on Instagram, so we're like 6 people away. So thank you guys so much for the support. Like, it means the world to us. I really was not expecting it, but
when she said 15, I was like, girl, at least 50.
Yeah, I was like 50. So my goal for the end of the year is like to have at least 50 subscribers, because I mean, we're really close to the end of the year. Subscribers is really hard. So then I was eating dinner with Henry last night, and I saw that like more people were subscribing, and I was like, oh my gosh, we got another subscriber. Like, it's so exciting, you guys. But thank you guys so much for the support.
Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate it so much. Yes. But it does matter, like, if y'all subscribe, so please subscribe. Yes,
please. I mean, we appreciate the views, obviously, so much. But if you can subscribe, like, please subscribe,
please.
So for today's episode, as y'all heard the little spooky music,
we wanted to make it a little cute Halloween edition. And what is more spookier than a toxic ex?
Ooh, scary. That sounds really scary. We really wanted to go all out for October and like really give y'all like spooky episodes. But I mean, as y'all know from listening to our first episode, like, we had a lot that went on in order for us to start the podcast. It was a lot harder, not a lot harder, but just like so many more obstacles than what we were expecting.
Yes.
Life. Yeah. So we were like trying to come up with a concept for today's episode. And we were like, one of our questions was actually,
your first heartbreak.
So we were like discussing it yesterday, and we were like, oh, like, what's scarier than a toxic ex? And I was like, that's actually pretty good and pretty scary.
Our
husbands have also let us know that they will not be listening to this episode, so please share so we can get those other 2 views.
I told Rob to play it in the background, but he don't have to listen to it. Just put it lower it down.
Or please share it. Like, just share it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
No, watch it. But just don't listen to it.
Turn the volume down.
We need the views. Speaking of spooky vibes, I want to show off my shirt. Isn't it so cute? Look at that.
That is so cute. I thought it was
my friend Jimena made it. Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to Jimena, because I really thought it was from like Aspen and Company.
You told me Aspen. I was like, what is that?
Aspen. It's like a small business, but they're not small business because they have like a lot of people that buy from them. So my Len's little Monster sweatshirt.
Oh yeah,
that's where I bought it. The one that says Monster for her and Mummy for me. They have those.
No, I didn't know that.
But it's so cute. Like, it's so cute. She did a really good job.
Made me more, so.
Shout out to Jimena.
Shout out to her. She's gonna start her own little business soon, so I'm excited for her. Yeah, let me get my pillow back.
So cute.
But before we start, we want to shout out AI Mas. We wore your shirts on the first episode, and we didn't even shout you out because we were so nervous.
We were so nervous. I literally told us after we finished recording, I was like, did we shout out AI Mas?
No.
But I mean, if it wasn't for her, like, we probably would have still had more questions on the podcast. So she has her own podcast with her husband, This and Much More. So shout out to them. The shirt I was wearing is one of my favorite, like, chill shirts. It just says AI Mas, right? Yeah, it says AI Mas, and it's like embroidered. So it's so beautiful because it's so simple.
It's so cute.
But it's so cute. And
then I had the Latina sweater on. It's so cute.
Yeah, that is so cute.
It's like, my favorite. It's like perfect, like, for the weather right now in Houston. Like, it's not too cold but not too hot, and it's just perfect.
It's so cute.
Yeah. Shout out to her. We love you, Evelyn.
Yes, we love you. I've never met you in person, but you're real.
Literally, you always say, I've never met her, but I love her.
Yeah, like, you are so nice. Like, you don't find people like her and her husband that, like, shout out everybody, and, like, they just want everybody to succeed. And so going into today's episode.
Oh, yes.
And Giselle wants to start us off. So I have a question. What is your craziest, most scariest toxic story about an ex?
Oh my goodness,
I just went right into it, dude.
I hate no it's because okay, let's talk about it. So in high school, obviously I had my first heartbreak. I'm gonna give a situation that was the most toxic for me. So this guy I dated for a long time, right? Whatever, we broke up. This is like after the breakup, right? And he was like blasting me on Facebook that I was like still obsessed with him, that I was texting him, all this stuff, right? And he was already like dating another girl. So that girl would like try to fight me. And y'all, like I said in my last episode, I'm a teddy bear. Like, I'm not a fighter. So when people go trying to fight me, I'm like, girl, you can have him. I don't fight. I'm not trying to get my ass beat.
Especially not for a man.
No, but I didn't fight. I don't fight. Like, I'm like such a peacemaker too.
Yeah, I could never see you like swinging hands.
No. I was like, girl, you can have him. I don't care. But of course, he was like telling this girl that I still like hit him up and all this stuff.
Like a regular toxic
girl,
ex.
yes. And then he put it on Facebook. And like, obviously back then in high school, like everyone was on Facebook. And he like tagged me. He was like, oh, she's obsessed with me. Dude, it was so embarrassing. Yes. And then that happened. And then I want to say like a week later, like this is after the breakup, girl. And I was already talking to another guy.
Oh my God.
And he found out I was talking to this guy because this guy was like on the football team, but another school. And he showed up at my house. Like, my mom called me and she's like, hey, he's here. And I'm like, what the, like, why are you at my house? And he was like, well, I heard you're with such and such and I don't like that. And I'm like,
doesn't he have a girlfriend?
Yes, and you just blasted me on Facebook. Like, you made me look like so desperate and like I'm in love with you and all this stuff. And now you're at my house. Which is a
lie.
Like, you're being toxic. Leave me alone. Like,
that is so toxic.
Like, he literally, I don't even remember what we broke up about, but it was like, okay, we're done. Like, we're done. Leave me alone. You leave me alone. Whatever. I was hurt though. Obviously, my first heartbreak, I cried a lot. But it was like at the point where this was the most toxic for me. Obviously the relationship was toxic too, but it was like the aftermath was very toxic because it was like I was actually trying to move on. And he would show up at my house. He showed up that one time when I was dating like somebody else. Well, like talking, dating, not really with somebody yet, but just, talking. And he showed up at my house, my mom, and then he called me. And then he showed up at my house one time on a bike.
Oh,
like at night, he rode his bike too.
That sounds scary, dude. Like that sounds like a serial killer. Like,
yes, I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you literally blasted me on Facebook. All of the school knows they think I'm obsessed with you and I love you or whatever. God!
And then it was high school, so you
yes, it was like the most toxic shit in my life. I was like, why? Leave me alone. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, you literally posted it on like everybody to see, and he's going around telling people that I'm obsessed with him, that I'm reaching out to him, that I'm calling
a regular toxic person.
Of course. And then he was showing up at my house.
Yeah.
And then years later, right? I want to say I had moved high school my senior year. My mom moved us, and I went to another school, but I still talk to the people that I grew up with.
I was gonna ask you, like, this is so totally off topic. What high school did you go to?
I went to South Houston High School, and then I went to North Shore. I graduated from North Shore.
Okay, keep going.
But so I was already going to North Shore, but I still talk to people from Soho. So
that's why Giselle's popular, guys.
I'm for the hood.
Because she went to high school, so she knows everybody.
No, really.
Literally.
So then, I was at North Shore, but I was still hanging out with people over here, right? On the south side, like southeast or whatever. And I would go to the parties or whatever, and I had saw him at a party. And like it was so awkward because I hadn't seen him in years, right? But I was like, whatever. Like, what's up? What's up? That's it. Mm-hmm. And then like me and this guy, I actually went to a party because I was talking to a guy, but me and the guy were like, we're just standing next to each other. We're talking, you know, drinking, whatever. But and then we played beer pong together, I think. Remember when beer pong was such a thing?
Such a thing. I've tried to play like now with Henry and like we cannot hang. It's like 11 and I'm like, I'm ready for bed, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, but he was like, so then I think I walked out the house. I remember I walked out the house and he told me like, oh, you're acting like a, I was like, excuse me?
Like a
HOE.
Oh.
And I was like, excuse me? I don't know if we can say that on YouTube.
You can cuss.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he called me. He's like, you acting like a hoe. And I was like, why? What the fuck? Like, I don't even talk to you.
Can you cuss on YouTube?
I don't know. I think
it'll tell me when when we upload, like it lets you know.
Well,
if there's
and then I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I haven't talked to you in years. Like, what? And he was just like, yeah, I see now, like, you're getting around, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay.
Like, just because you were talking to
dude,
somebody
it was years ago. Like, we had broke up, like, probably.
Oh, this was years after?
Like, yes, this was probably, like, 3 years later that I bumped into him. Or that's 2 years, maybe. I don't remember. Because I dated him my sophomore year. Okay. So then I saw him, I think, like, my senior year again at a party or something. And then he was like, oh, I see you're getting around now, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I was like, okay. But I was just like, what? Like, you're weird. Guys are so freaking weird.
That is so weird. Toxic. Guys are weird. So my high school sweetheart was not like toxic like that. Like it was just regular. Like I say not toxic, but we all went through it. Like I'm pretty sure like ours was just like on and off. He would cheat. I would take him back. Just like that.
Oh, that's
like,
not toxic?
That to me, I mean, compared to what I lived with afterwards, like it was not toxic.
Well, then talk about your most toxic.
My most toxic
situation, not the relationship, but situation. That's why I only talked about like after the breakup and what he would do.
So when you were mentioning like how he would like blast you on Facebook saying that you were the one that was like looking for him or stuff like that. Like I never had like a full on blast on social media because that would have been insane. But I did have like my toxic ex or whatever. He would basically like look for me, tell girls like he would be the one to break up with me. And I never once, like, and I say this to the end, like, I can be fucking crying every fucking day for somebody and I will not call you. I don't care. I'd rather be dealing with the heartbreak. Like, I'm not going to belittle myself. Like, it's a reason. There's a reason why you left me, you know? And so he would basically tell girls that I was the crazy one. I was the one that was over there looking for him. And I was the one that just wouldn't leave him alone. I just wouldn't let him go be with other people. And I would make it up in my head that I was dating him. And it's so funny. And and that I just had it like made up in my head, like that I just created this relationship in my head and I was just that crazy and I just wouldn't leave him alone. So I didn't really think, like, people would tell me, but I was just that stupid that I was like, I don't think so. And one time, like, this girl like posted him on her Instagram and I was like, that's weird. I was like, are you dating him? I was like, because like if you are, like, that way I just know to step away, you know, like I'm not trying to be in the middle of it. And you know what she said to me? She was like, well, from what I know, y'all aren't anything. And I was like, oh, bet. I was like, that's why he was just at my house at 4 a.m, showing up like every freaking weekend, asking me to forgive him. Mm-hmm. But we're nothing. So that's when I was just like, dude, whatever. Like, you're a fucking joke. And it was like that, dude, for like, it's so sad, but it was like that for years. Like, I was dealing with that shit for like, I can't even remember how many years, but I guarantee you it's probably 3 years. Yeah. Like, and it was always like that. And he would come look for me and then he would fucking tell girls that I was the one that was looking for him. And I was just like,
always do that.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, like if you don't want to be with me, just let me go. And the same, like, I would try to move on and like he would go and like tell that person like, oh, like she's mine, or like he would always fuck it up for me. Always.
Like he would tell other guys.
Yeah. Like if he found out that I was talking to somebody, like it's already the end. Like he's already going to try to mess it up for me. Yeah, I know. But I was the one that was obsessed.
Oh, yeah.
We're always the one that's obsessed. And the most toxic thing that he did, because he told me, he was like, you know why I come back to you? Because I know you're going to answer. That's what he told me. He was like, it's your fault. Like, he literally would manipulate my mind, like, to be like, okay, it is my fault because I do forgive you. He's like, I can call you, like, you can choose not to answer. Like, you can choose, like, it's on you that you're the one that's dealing with this. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense, because one time I woke up, like, it was a New Year's Eve, I think. I decided to put my phone on silent, not just vibrate, because I knew that he was going to, like, try to blow my phone up. Yeah. And I woke up to over 200 missed calls. 200? I kid you not, just so I think it was like 250 something calls. And I don't know how many text messages, all from him. But I was the obsessed one. And I didn't answer. And then that just proves to show you, like, you're lying, dude. Like, I can literally not answer and you're still not going to leave me alone. And so I ended up, like, telling myself, like, you know what? Like, this is it. Like, if you really want to move on, like, you have to change your number on A, because he's not going to leave you alone. Mm-hmm. So I changed my number. I got a new number. We already didn't have each other on social media, like, because it was just a really toxic relationship. So we just didn't have each other on social media. I just made sure that I blocked him anyways, like, so he couldn't reach out to me. And one day I was working, as I mentioned, like, in my last episode, I was a teller at Wells Fargo. Oh, yeah. And I was a teller, so if you mess up on a transaction, like, they'll call and, like, they'll be like, I was short like this much or something like that. And I remember, like, I got a call, like, my coworker answered and she was like, Anna, it's for you. It's some customer. And then I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, I fucked up a transaction. And then I go and, like, I answer and I was like, hello. And then I was like, hello, this is Anaí. And then it was just like, hey. And I immediately fucking knew that it was him. So he fucking called my job, dude. I was like, who's this? Like, I knew who it was. I was like, who's this? And he was like, you don't know who this is? Like, playing, like, back and forth games. And I was like, what do you want? And my manager was right next to me. And she was like looking at me like, why are you talking to customers like this? And then everybody was like, who is it? And then I was just like, what do you want? And, like, I said his name. And then they were like, oh, like a freaking movie scene, dude. Like a novela. Literally like a novela. And, like, I have my friend Paola, like, we were really, really close. Like, we're still close now, but we don't see each other as much because, you know, life. But she was, like, my bestie. Like, when, like, you know, you have your work bestie, like, that was, like, my work bestie. And she, like, literally just went and was like, hang up, like, I'm about to press the button, hang up right now, like, do not talk to him. Like, it was that bad. Like, even my coworkers knew, like, about all the drama and stuff. And I feel like that was the most toxic thing that's ever happened to me. And then my dumbass still fucking gave up my number. Like, I called. So you were toxic too. Yeah, so I called him during my lunch. And because he told me, he was like, you really changed your number. Like, I can't believe you really changed your number, and, like, this and that. Like, you're the one that told me, dude. Like, you're the one that told me. Yeah. And so that's the most toxic thing that's ever happened to me. Yeah. And the same dude, like, he would show up to my house like 3 a.m, 4 a.m, like, opening up. Like, one time, dude, like, my parents were home and the door was unlocked. I'm not gonna say where my parents live because it happens to them sometimes. Like, it's just a safe place. And I was getting ready for work and I went to the restroom, and I have little sisters that are twins, and they were like, so and so's here. And then I was like, what? And then, like, it was early in the morning, and they were like, yeah, he's here. And then I was like, what do you mean? And, like, I just see him walking up the stairs, and I was like, no call, like, nothing, like, just showed up to my house. Psycho. That is so scary, dude. Like, when I talk about things like this, like, I'm like, oh my God, like, why did I didn't even realize that I was going through something so freaking toxic until, like, I listened to myself talk about it afterwards. It's bothering my ears, and it's like, oh, it's okay. I listened to myself talk about it, or, like, just like step out of it and, like, see what was going on, and it's like, that's not normal. Heck no. Yeah, but I mean, then I met Henry, so dude, it's and then good. Like, my most toxic relationship to him. Well, the guy I first had my heartbreak with, like, girls did not like me because I was dating him, and they would like, because he was like an athletic person, right? So they would like flirt with him in front of me, y yo de tonta nomás, like, I would just let it happen. Pero también it goes back to, like, I was very, like, I was just scary. Like,
I'm not a fighter, but I was scary too. Like, I'm not gonna fight nobody. Like, but at the same time too, it was like, it's not even worth it. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be fighting over a guy for
no.
no guy.
Hell no. And then I think it goes back though to like, kind of out of topic, but I grew up with a single mom, so I've learned a lot of like women independence, and I'm not gonna take shit from a man like that. Yeah. So I just was like, man, these girls want you, like, go for them. Like, I don't really care. Like, and he would tell me like, oh, you're just gonna let them flirt with me in front of you, or you're supposed to be like fighting for me. And then I think there was a song, you know that song, That Boy Is Mine, with Monica and yeah. They're like, no, he's mine. No, he's mine. Well, one time we were in the car and that song came on, and he was like, see, this is how you're supposed to be. Like, you're supposed to be like fighting for me and like not allowing just other girls to step in. And I was like, no, dude, like, if these girls want you and you're giving them attention, then go for it.
Go for it.
I'm not your mom. I'm not gonna be here like babying you. Like, no. No. Now it's different if you want to feel appreciated and loved, but I'm not gonna be fighting. If you're giving these girls attention, like, I'm not fighting you for it at all. And dude, I think he cheated. I'm pretty sure, like, I never actually found out, but
oh no,
I'm pretty sure he cheated on me, because like, there was times where his ex-girlfriend before me, they would still hang out like after.
Oh.
And
oh my God, dude.
She would show up at his games. Like, I'd be there and she would show up.
Oh,
she would sit there.
That's a little sus.
Dude, yes. And she would like cheer him on. She would go say hi to his mom and dad. Normal. Dude, it was, and yelled him. I was like, I'm scared. I ain't gonna say shit. But and then one time I think he gave me his phone, and we were at a basketball game, and I opened it, and it was like a text from her, like, oh, are we gonna link up after to smoke or something like that? And I was like, what the fuck? And she was there too. And so
did you confront him about it?
No, I left. So usually his mom would take me home. So I left the text like on there, and I turned it on when he came after the game. Yeah. I think they won or whatever, and he was all happy, and like he gave me a hug, and I like just, you know how when someone gives you a hug and you just have your arms down? Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I did that, and then I just handed him his phone with like it on there, and he saw it, and he was like, and then I just walked off. And I don't even know how I got.
Boss.
Yeah. I don't even remember how I got home that night. Someone took me home. I'm pretty sure.
Like movies make up like these corny scenarios, right? But it's like we really do live that. Yeah. We really do live through that. Yeah.
And I walked off, and then he was just like blowing me up on. I remember like I didn't. Excuse me. He was just like, I didn't link up with her. I didn't do it. I didn't. And I was like, why would she feel comfortable enough to ask you, like, hey, are we going to link to smoke? Like, I'm not stupid. I'm
pretty sure if you wouldn't have seen that text message, it would have been a different story.
Yeah, for sure. And then, after we broke up, somehow me and his ex-girlfriend talked.
If I talk really fast, it's like matcha, it has a shot in there, guys. So it's really making my heart rate like... I'm so sensitive to caffeine. I don't know why I did it. I'm sensitive to caffeine. I drink
so much. I have 3 shots in mine.
Oh no, I could never. But anyways, keep going.
No, so then after the breakup, me and his ex-girlfriend actually like kind of started like talking. Mm-hmm. I don't know how, but she told me like he would see me and then go see her, or see her and then come see me.
What an asshole.
Yeah. I was like, but it didn't even like hurt my feelings. I felt disgusted. I was like, ew. No, why? That's disgusting.
I mean, but regardless, I feel like when stuff like that happens, like like you feel disgusted by it. Yeah. But I feel like for me, like whenever I was going through like what I was going through with like my high school sweetheart, or like with my toxic ex, like even things that happened. I mean, I'm 29 years old. Me and my high school sweetheart ended it when I was 21. So it's been years, right? But you can, and I feel like this goes for everybody. Like you can sit here and you can think about the shitty ass things that these men did to you, and like you can literally tear up, not because you still love that person, but just like, who in their right mind chooses to treat people like this? Like, why did you choose to treat somebody that was literally doing everything for you like they were nothing, and like you tried to make their mind think that they were not worth anything to you? And it's like, why did you, like, who in their human, like who, I just don't think it's like humanly possible to be so cruel, because it's like, I'd rather, like, it's so hard to end things amicably with exes and stuff, but I feel like it's like so much healthier. Like if you do not love this person anymore, or you feel like you are losing interest in this person, like just be honest about it. Be honest about it and just be
wish,
like,
but I feel like for
happen.
men, I feel like for men,
it's hard for them to stay friends.
Not just, yes, but for them, it's not, I don't even think it's emotionally, it's attachment. Like they're just used to you. They want you there. Like,
yeah.
And I also think it's a control thing.
I think it's
like to have that power over somebody. I
Yeah.
think it like makes them feel good that they have a power over somebody.
Yeah.
And then once they see you moving on, it's like, oh, fuck, like I don't have power over her
Yeah.
anymore. And then that makes them feel some type of way. And that's why they try to get you back. But I don't even think like, when I think back about those times, I'm like, bro, that wasn't love.
No.
Like that was not love. Like that was not love.
Love is not ugly. Love is not like somebody that loves you. They're not gonna make you feel like you're a second option or that you are not valued or anything like that. And
I do want to say though, like not to be so harsh about like my first love or whatever. I don't even want to say my first love, my first boyfriend, my first real boyfriend, because I don't even think like honestly, I tell Rob all the time.
They do say you have
he's my first love.
Well, they say you have 3 loves in your life,
which one?
And they can all be the same person, or they can be different people. So they say you have your first love who like teaches you like first love feelings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's who you go through your first heartbreak. Like this is who you grow through. Mm-hmm. And then you have your second love, which is toxic, but you always grow a lot. Like you mature with this second love. And then you have your third love, which is the love of your life. And I feel that I had that.
You did have that.
I did have that. Like I had my first heartbreak, like my high school sweetheart, together for 3 years. I had my toxic relationship 3 years. I really don't remember how many years, but 3 or 4 years, 3 years, I think. And then I met Henry. Like, yes, I dated guys like between, you know, but those were like my loves. Like when you think about like love, or like your,
I don't think
like,
I had 3
like that. And then you have like the love of your life.
Maybe
and I feel like I did have that.
Maybe like my first boyfriend was like,
well,
my puppy love and then the toxic because like I never
love.
had. So after I broke up with like, after me and the first guy, my first real boyfriend I ever dated, like broke up. I think I was single my junior, senior, after high school year, like for 3-4 years. I was, we got a little cold.
Yeah.
We had to go get some blankets.
We had to go get some blankets. It's cold in here. My house is freaking freezing.
It is.
But back to what we were saying.
What was I saying?
You said that you met Rob.
Oh yeah, like I didn't have my 3 loves. I think I just had like my first real boyfriend. I dated in between that, like the 3-4 years before I met Rob.
Yeah.
But it never got serious with anybody. I feel like all of them were F boys. All the ones I talked to, like they were just like, I don't know, just losers. But I did have my rough patch with Rob.
Yeah, see, so that could count.
Yeah, like I had my rough patch with Rob. We dated and then we broke up. He'll never admit that we broke up, but we did break up.
Okay, Rachel and Ross.
Yeah, he's like, we didn't break up.
On a break.
Yeah, probably. He probably would like, what? Not even. And he's just like, no, we never broke up. I'm like, yes, we did. We broke up for 3 months. And he's like, we never broke up.
3
like,
months?
Yes, we did.
That is a good amount of time to break up, dude.
Like, we broke up.
Were you sad?
He broke up with me. Asshole.
Yeah. Rob, watch this, actually.
He did. We were like kind of feeling like we were going to like different paths, not necessarily a bad thing, but like he just wanted to pursue something and I wanted to pursue something else, and like it just wasn't working out. So he was like, I think we should separate. Dude, I was so heartbroken.
Oh my god.
Rob broke my heart at one point.
I think I broke Henry's heart.
You did?
Yeah, because there was times we never broke up once we got together, but there was moments where I was like that. Like I was like I just feel like I think I was kind of self-sabotaging. How do you say it? Right? That's like how you say it.
Before you got hurt?
Before I got hurt. Like I was like, this is too good to be true, dude. Like this guy's going to freaking break my heart again. And then like when I met him, my parents were already like, because I was dating, like I was single, so I would go on dates and my dad like had to talk with me. Like obviously you raised a good woman, Dad. Like I'm not over here doing like cosas cochinas, but I just was going on dates. Like if somebody was like, you want to go out to dinner? Like I'd go. And right before I met Henry, I feel like I never really dealt with like F boys.
I did.
I just never allowed myself to get that deep into it. Like I feel like
you did with one.
Well, yeah, but not like. But he still had like a good career and stuff. Like it wasn't like I feel like F boys to me are like little bitches.
Oh well,
like,
no, I mean
like that. To me is like an F boy.
That could, but to me, like an F boy was just like they weren't pursuing a relationship. They were just interested in one thing.
Oh, okay.
Because the guys I talked to, like, there was some guys that had like money, and then sometimes,
like Henry one time he was like, you only married me for my money, right? And then I was like, buddy,
you don't even know.
If I wanted to marry for money, I'd be a stay-at-home wife right now. Not even a mom.
I know.
But no, I mean, I feel like I had my mom would tell me like que tenía suerte con like los muchachos that were like interested in me, because I did talk to a couple of guys that were like good potential things.
Candidates.
Candidates. Candidates is the word. My friends actually told me that she like, it's so hard. I don't know what it's like being single right now, but I have like a little perspective of it because of my bestie. And she just like tells me like the things that she deals with, and I'm like, why do you settle? Like, why do you allow like this control? I was like, I don't know, amiga. Será que like for me, I was like, I always like every guy that like I actually took serious, I always got flowers.
Really?
I always got flowers. I always got presents. Like, I don't know. I guess I just, in me, like, I knew that whoever I married in the future, like, that's something that I'm going to look for. And if I don't see you putting in that effort, like, I'm not going to marry somebody that's not going to give me what, like, I want. Exactly. So I always got flowers. Dude. Like, always. Even, like, my toxic and my high school sweetheart, like, that were, like, toxic and exes, like, I still get a flower every now and then. Especially my high school sweetheart. But when... And, like, my mom would tell me, like, I had guys that would, like, send flowers to the house, too. And my mom would tell me, she was like, no. This is crazy, dude. Like, Mexican moms know. Like, she was like, you're going to marry the guy that sends flowers to work. Like, not somebody that's going to show up with flowers. Not somebody, like, she was like, whoever sends flowers to your job, like, that's who you're going to marry. And, like, I'm not, like, trying to sound, like, conceited or anything. Like, I really did always get flowers. Like, I even had one guy that, like, on my birthday right before I met Henry, like he went to my job and like took me flowers and like everything. And my coworkers were like, oh my gosh, like how sweet, and like this and that. And like I told my mom, and my mom was like, yeah, but he didn't send them. Like he didn't send them. Like that was my mom's thing. Like he has to send them. Like whoever sends you flowers, like that's who you're gonna marry. And I never had anybody that like sent like through delivery and stuff flowers. And like after me and Henry went on our first date, he was like, a flower arrangement person walked in, and it was like a little balloon on the flowers and stuff, and they were like, oh, for Anaí. And then I was like, for me? Like this has never happened to me before. And they were from Henry, and like I told my mom, and my mom was like, that's who you're gonna marry. And like that's who I married. Aww. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I love my husband so much. But yeah, I know he gets on my nerves a lot of the times too, but I almost divorced him this week.
Shut up.
No, I mean, I feel like that's everybody though. Like everybody has to have like, nobody has the perfect relationship.
Oh no,
and, like,
definitely not.
We are far away from perfect. Like he pisses me off, I piss him off. It's
Robbie trying to play around like he plays around about like, oh, I'm the man, and then like I'm like, yeah, whatever, shut up. And then like and then when he does it in front of people though, it pisses me off.
I know.
When he does it in front of people, I'm like, don't fucking make it seem like you're the man, but you're not the man. Like I wear the pants. No, just kidding.
Like where my dad's from, they say que like el hombre manda, pero la mujer tiene la última palabra.
Yeah,
and that's
right.
True. That's how it is.
That's true.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's true. All of Rob's friends though, like all his friends, like his best friends are like, bro, man, shut up.
We
like,
know who wears the pants.
Just out, get him, just tell. And I'm like, yeah.
Exactly.
His best friend, one of his best friends, he always tells us like, we're gonna put the gloves on, me and Rob, like box. He's like, you'll beat Rob's ass, bro. Like you'll beat.
I believe him.
He's like, Rob has one move and that's it. I'm like, you're stupid. But yeah, me and Rob did go through a rough patch at the beginning, and then like 3 months later, girl, he hit me with a text on Christmas talking about, my mom wants to see you. You did not just use your...
I hope y'all are watching this on YouTube so y'all can see these eye rolls.
And then last time, remember last episode, you were like, oh, you're still like, I wish you have like, I have a daughter-in-law like you. Mm-hmm. He got me with his mom because he knew me and his mom were so close. Aww. He was like, my mom was asking where you were for Christmas or whatever. Like she misses you. She hasn't seen you. Ahí voy como tonta.
Yeah, ahí vas pendeja.
Yeah. And then that's history. We got back together and now we're married. We have a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we had our rough patches, but I wouldn't take it like, I feel like when I sit there and I just think about my journey with Rob, I'm like,
it was all meant to be.
Yeah, like I can't see myself with anybody else.
Oh,
like
yeah,
I love
neither.
my man.
Me too. I love him.
I be wanting to punch shit out of him. I love him.
Honestly, yeah. I love
like
Henry
that's my bestie.
too. Yes.
That's my best friend. That's my partner.
I literally feel like I talk, and it's crazy, guys, because if you're single or like you're going through something or stuff like that, or you feel like you're never going to find the one, we've been there. Mm-hmm. And hasta ahorita, like, thankfully, like, we have successful marriages. Knock on wood. But I'm knock on wood, dude. But
knock on a virgin. Nobody's here.
No, no, but what did I just say?
You were talking to the single people.
Oh yeah, to the single people. So it's a journey, guys. Like, if you're looking for your soulmate, I really feel like never ever settle. Like, especially like us, like Hispanics. My tias would be like, "Nunca te vas a casar. Like, te vas a quedar pa vieja. Like this and that." And I was like 23 years old, dude. But you know, that's already old. To them, my eggs are already frozen. Like, they're gone. But I was like, no. And my mom would tell me, like, my mom never really, like, my mom never made us like feel like pressured, like, to get married or anything. Like, she would tell us, like, the opposite. She'd be like, no, disfruten, like, ahorita que están jóvenes, because these years and these days do not come back. Like, you're only single for, like, a small part of your life.
My mom used to tell me that too. And she's like, because how old is your mom? She's a little bit older.
My mom is 56.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm lying. My mom's like 51 or 52, I think.
See, she's pretty young. My mom's 48. And my mom would tell me the same too. Like, she would tell me, like, live your life. Like, don't be out here looking like for a man will come. Like, live your life. She'd be like, go to school, pursue a hobby, do what you love, like, go travel. Like, she would tell me that a lot. Like, that's do what makes you happy.
Because my mom would say, like, once you're married, like, that's it. Like, not that that's it. Like, obviously your life does not stop once you're married. But you can't make choices
on your own. You can't go traveling on your own.
It's not
you can't
the same,
just
though.
Be like, oh, I'm gonna buy a ticket and go.
No, but not just the traveling. Like, it's like eating with your friends. Like, going out to eat with your friends. Going out to, like,
well, that's what I meant. Like, you can't just make a decision on your own.
Yeah, it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna go. Yeah, it's like different. And it's also different, dude. I said I'm calling y'all dudes. It's also different because, I mean, when you have, like, a good partner or stuff like that, like, you want to include them in your decisions. It's not like, oh, like, you're whooped or whatever. Like, no, like, I have a healthy marriage. Like, I discuss things with my husband, and we take both of our opinions into consideration. Like, yes, we fight, obviously. Like, we do fight. But for the most part, like, it's just not the same. Like, your life, your priorities and everything are so different once you get married. And it's like, you're only single for such a small amount of time that, like, you only have those couple of years to, like, live your life. You only get
to worry about yourself.
Yes.
Like, completely just do you. Completely do you by yourself. Like, without anybody putting in input, because, I mean, marriage is a big commitment. And, like, once you marry, like, that's your partner. That's your partner. Like, you're not going to leave them out. Like you said, you're not going to leave them out of decisions. No. Like,
yeah. And it's not easy. Like, marriage is not an easy thing. Like, I feel like it's easier to just
But leave. I do feel like this generation just, let's get a divorce.
That's what I'm saying. It's easier to leave.
Oh, yeah.
It's easier to leave than to stay married. Mm-hmm. Because when you leave, like, you're on your own already again. Like, you're doing you. Like, it's healthier for you. And, I mean, obviously, like, sometimes it is always, like, you still, even when you're married, like, you still have to look at what's best for you. But you have to pick and choose. Like, you have to pick and choose what's going to be, like, worth it and what's gonna make or break you.
Yeah,
like, those are for like,
everybody it's different decisions.
Yeah. I was gonna add something else. Yeah, so basically, like, I feel like never settle, because my mom would tell me, like, you give too much of yourself, Anai. Like, you give too much of yourself. Like, you're too nice. Like, this and that. Like, you need to learn how to not give, like, not be so nice. Like, like this and that. And I would tell my mom, like, no, like, somebody me va a valorar when they have me, like, not when I'm gone. Like, obviously, like, my high school sweetheart, like, it was 7 years. So I understand why he still wanted to make it work afterwards. But to me, it's like, dude, I asked this of you when I was with you. Like, why did I have to leave for you to realize what you had? And, like, that, like, even relationships after that, like, I don't, and I feel like everybody should be like that. Like, I don't feel like I should have to leave for you to prove to me what I've been asking you to prove. Or, like, not even asking, because I don't feel like you should ask for anything either. But if they're not giving you what you want, like, it shouldn't take for you to leave for them to realize, like, what they had when they had it. Like, and I would tell my mom, like, no, somebody's gonna valorarme, like, when they have me, like, not when I'm gone. I can literally cry about this, but and then Henry came along and like sí me valoró, like for me and like everything like that. So I feel like don't let like the toxicity hold you, or like anybody want to hold you back from like from settling. Like never settle is like what I always say. Like even if it's like you're like your the tias are telling you that this like you're gonna be old y que nadie se va a querer casar contigo, like don't let them. Like only you know what you want, and only you can decide if you feel like you're in the point in your life when you're like, okay, like I'm gonna settle. Like me, before I met Henry, like I was like, no, like I'm not dating anymore. Like the next person I date like is the person I'm gonna marry, because I'm freaking done with you guys. Like y'all are assholes. Like, and thankfully like I did meet Henry.
Yeah. You killed it. I don't know what to say. I'm just kidding. No, I would say I agree. I completely agree with what you say, and I just want to say that don't let a man tell you that you'll never find better, or like for instance your situation where you were like, oh, it's your fault. It's not your fault, girl. It's not your fault. It is not your fault. We all been there. We all answer the calls. We all go back. But you just heard our stories of our spookiest, most toxic ex. And I know y'all all have some. And
yes, we all have toxic exes.
Heck yeah.
Toxic stories.
And then you just think about it and you're like, oh my God, why did I deal with that? Why did I even give him 2 seconds of my day?
Yes, dude. Yes. Like,
yes.
Like I know my worth. I knew my worth then. So why?
You're worth it, lady. You're so worth it.
And also, like, yeah, I do want to touch that subject really quick just before we go. Know your worth. Like I know, like I've always known this. Like I am maybe a 1 or 2 without makeup, but I know what I look like with makeup on, guys. No, I say it all the time. 1 or 2. No, but Dolly Parton says like I'm not a natural beauty, and I'm not a natural beauty, and I am okay with that. But I still know my worth. Like, I still know what I look like with my makeup on. I still know the presence that I bring into a room when I walk in. I know what I'm bringing into a relationship. I know what I'm bringing into a friendship. So know your worth. Like, even if you don't feel like you're the most beautiful person in the world, or you feel like there's people that are way better looking than you, like, you're still really important. And what you have to offer is, like, something that nobody else has to offer. So don't let anybody, like, I've even dealing with, like, the toxic exes and stuff, like, I always knew what I was bringing to the table. Like, I always know, like, if you don't value me, like, va a llegar otro que sí me va a valorar.
Yeah. So, but I also want to, like, mention, like, throw in there real quick, like, I value you. Know your worth, but there's some women that don't know their worth, you know? Like,
yes, and that's what I'm saying, like, know your worth.
Well, I would not just know your worth, but, what was I going to say? Like, heal. Like, healing has a lot to do with knowing your worth.
Yes, self-love.
Self-confidence. Like, if you have to work on that, work on it. And we're here for you. I mean, we've all been through it. You want to talk to us, DM us, talk to us. Like, we're
obviously
here
we're not like licensed therapists.
No, we're not. But we could be your therapist.
We're each other's therapists.
Oh, for sure. But definitely, like how she said, know your worth. That's what I'm trying to say. But sometimes that knowing your worth takes self-healing, or just a healing journey, or self-love, or just giving yourself things. Like Anaim, maybe when she didn't have a man bringing her flowers, like, go buy yourself some flowers. You know, do what makes you happy.
Honestly, like, I do feel like self-love has a lot to do with it. And if you feel like you want somebody to talk to that's gonna, like, help you get that self-love, or, like, start your confidence again. What helped me was
self-love wise.
Self-love before everything.
Or, like, in the periods of you being single, how did you self-love? Like, what was the good...
Going out. Like, my thing was going out, dude. I loved going out. Like, I was like, I can go out. And I'm very Mexican, so I would go to, like, the Mexican bars and clubs. And I loved dancing. Like, that was my thing. Like, getting ready, putting my lashes on, doing my makeup, like, going to go get my nails done, going out with my friends, going out to eat. Like, that was, like, my self-love. Like, I loved going out. Like, I loved living free. Like, it's just, like, that's what healed me, I feel.
My cliche self-love is always going to be the gym.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, like, I did work out.
Because for the long time, like, before Rob, like I told you, I was, like, super into the gym. That was my self-love. That was my self-healing. That was my time. That was just, like, pouring into my health, into my self-confidence. Because I always grew up kind of chubby. So it helped me a lot, like self-confidence wise, just feeling, and not even just feeling like skinnier, but feeling strong, feeling like
feeling fit.
Yes, like the strong feeling, like that helped me a lot. And then I would say another self-love tip, or something that worked for me a lot, was being more, honestly, like I wasn't super close to my family growing up. I was, but I wasn't. But like getting closer to them like really helped me appreciate my family, my life. Like it just helped me appreciate life.
Yeah. So there's like a lot of self-love,
There
and
is.
I feel like that could be like a whole episode. So let us know, like, if you want that to be like one of our main focuses on one of the episodes.
Or what are your self-loves too?
Yeah, like give us, like we could talk about it. That can probably be our next episode. So if y'all have anything to say about self-love, like what helps you, what's helped you in your past, or anything like that, like please DM us or comment down below. And that way we can like touch some of the subjects, or like give tips that y'all have to like anybody else that's listening in regards to that.
Real quick, what's your favorite scary movie?
Scary movie?
Yeah, it's Halloween, girl.
Like the one that scares me the most, or my
just
favorite?
Your favorite scary movie?
Man, I don't know. I love scary movies. I love scary movies, but I don't watch them that much anymore because
me either.
I'm scared to be home by myself when Henry plays out of town.
Okay, really, what's your favorite childhood scary movie or Halloween movie?
Okay, like regular childhood, Halloween Town movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love the Halloween Town
Mine's are Casper.
Oh, really?
I love Casper.
I never really liked Casper. I would watch them when they were on, but they were not my favorite.
I did. My grandma didn't even like me watching it, but I loved it.
Yeah. And I feel like Scary movie. And I can watch all like the Conjuring movies, all the Annabelle movies, the Exorcism. I can watch all of that except the very first Conjuring movie. I cannot get past the scene of the closet.
I don't even know what you're talking about because I've never seen it.
No, don't watch it. It's so scary. Like to me, I'm just like, it's way too scary. Like I cannot get past
I don't have a favorite scary movie, but I'll say what's the most scariest movie that freaked me out.
Okay.
The Ring.
Oh, I was scared of that when I was little.
I think I was terrified for like months.
The Ring and The Grudge.
Like, no, The Grudge didn't scare me that much. The Ring freaking scared me. I guess, no, well, I mean, The Grudge was scary, but The Ring was just like, it was in my head like, fuck, I'm gonna die in 7 days. Like, literally, like, I was like, Jesus, and the blood of Jesus cover me. Like, I don't want to die. Like, dude, I was traumatized. Yeah,
and like, you see a freaking jacket hanging on your door or something,
I was traumatized.
And you think that little girl is coming for you.
All I think is like the hair, like traumatized.
What helped me cure from the scare of The Ring was watching it on the scary movies.
Oh, the funny parts.
The funny parts. That's what helped me not be scared of them anymore. But I was terrified of The Ring, and I was terrified of The Grudge. Like, The Grudge.
Girl.
The way it crawls and like the hair in front of the face, like no, scary. I cannot.
Like I was No, I'm telling you, when I was traumatized for months for the Ring. I was like, like looking everywhere. I would think like a little girl was just gonna walk through hell.
Oh no! Let us know your favorite scary movie. Yes. Comment down below.
What are you gonna be for Halloween?
Let us know. This is going up on like the last week of October, the last full week of October.
So it won't be Halloween.
So it won't be Halloween, but we can still touch the subject. If y'all could also just leave like a 5-star rating on our Spotify, because that's gonna help us be more discoverable to people. We are planning to be
on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, on Apple Podcasts, but we're working on it. It's been a journey.
We're learning, guys.
Yeah, we are learning.
We are learning.
And then if y'all could just subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our TikTok, and follow our Instagram. It's for the chicas on there.
All of them.
Yeah.
Everything is for the chicas.